Come step back in time.
Welcome, dear viewers. Today, we're diving into a topic that's not only fascinating, but also incredibly important, the evolution of warfare. Now you might be wondering, why is understanding the evolution of warfare so crucial? Well, it's because warfare, in many ways, has shaped the world we live in today. From the strategies used in battles to the technologies developed, warfare has had a profound impact on our societies and cultures. Consider this: the way nations interact, the balance of power, the very concept of a nation-state, all have been influenced by warfare. It's not just about understanding battles and military tactics. It's about understanding how these elements have shaped our history, our present, and will continue to shape our future. Moreover, the evolution of warfare is a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. From rudimentary weapons in ancient times to the sophisticated technology of today, each era of warfare reflects the scientific and technological advancements of the time. So join us as we delve into this topic. We'll explore the different eras of warfare, the key developments in each, and how they've influenced the world as we know it. It's a journey through time, through history, and through the human capacity for innovation and survival. Stay tuned as we unravel the fascinating narrative of the evolution of warfare. Let's dive deeper into the use of simple weapons like stones and wooden spears. These were the earliest tools of mankind, and they played a crucial role in our survival and evolution. Stones, for instance, were not just blunt instruments. Our ancestors would shape them into sharp tools and weapons. They were used for hunting, for defense, and even for cutting and carving. Wooden spears, on the other hand, were a significant advancement. They allowed our ancestors to attack from a distance, keeping them safe from the claws and teeth of predators. The creation of spears also marked the beginning of mankind's journey into technology and innovation. Now let's talk about the importance of physical strength and numbers in battles. In the early days, physical strength was a key determinant of survival. The stronger you were, the more likely you were to survive a hunt or a battle. It was a direct, brutal measure of power. But physical strength wasn't everything. Numbers also played a crucial role. There's strength in numbers, as the saying goes. A group could take down a large animal in a hunt or overpower an enemy tribe. Cooperation and coordination within a group could often overcome raw physical strength. This dynamic between strength and numbers is still relevant today. In modern warfare, a smaller, well-coordinated force can often overcome a larger, less organized one. And in sports, a team that works well together can beat a team of physically stronger individuals. So as we can see, these early tools and tactics have shaped not only our history, but also our present. They were simple, but they laid the foundation for everything that was to come. Let's dive deeper into the development of metal weapons and their impact on warfare. Initially, weapons were made from easily accessible materials like stone and wood. However, as civilizations advanced, so did their understanding and manipulation of metals. The discovery of copper and subsequently bronze revolutionized warfare. These metals were stronger, more durable, and could be shaped into sharper, more lethal weapons. This led to the creation of swords, spears, and shields that were far superior to their stone counterparts. The introduction of metal weapons significantly altered the dynamics of warfare. Battles became more deadly and the need for strategic planning became more apparent. This led to the formation of organized armies. Instead of small bands of warriors, we began to see large groups of soldiers trained for specific roles on the battlefield. The strategies used in battles also evolved. With the advent of metal weapons, the focus shifted from individual combat to group tactics. Armies started using formations to protect their soldiers and maximize their offensive capabilities. For example, the Greeks used the phalanx formation, where soldiers would stand shoulder to shoulder with their shields overlapping, creating a formidable wall of bronze. Furthermore, the development of metal weapons also influenced the social structure of many societies. Those who could afford metal weapons were often the most powerful and influential, leading to the rise of a warrior class in many cultures. In conclusion, the development of metal weapons was a significant turning point in the history of warfare. It not only changed the way battles were fought, but also had far-reaching effects on society and culture. Let's start by discussing the use of castles and fortifications. These structures were not just homes for the nobility, but also strategic military centers. They were often built on high ground to provide a vantage point, and were surrounded by thick walls and moats for protection. Inside, a complex network of rooms and passages were designed to confuse and slow down attackers. Next, let's talk about the role of knights. Knights were the elite warriors of the medieval period, trained from a young age in combat and chivalry. They were often vassals of a lord, providing military service in exchange for land or wealth. Their heavy armor and powerful war horses made them a formidable force on the battlefield. Now let's move on to the impact of longbows and crossbows. These weapons revolutionized warfare in the Middle Ages. The longbow, with its long range and high accuracy, could penetrate a knight's armor from a distance, effectively neutralizing their advantage. The crossbow, while slower to reload, was easier to use and could be operated by less skilled soldiers, making it a popular choice for armies. Finally, let's discuss the strategies used in sieges and field battles. Sieges involved surrounding a castle or fortification and cutting it off from supplies, hoping to starve the inhabitants into surrender. Various siege engines like trebuchets and battering rams were used to breach the walls. Field battles, on the other hand, involved large armies meeting on an open field. The strategies used often depended on the terrain, the size and composition of the armies, and the weapons available. By understanding these aspects of medieval warfare, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the tactics and technologies that shaped the battles and power dynamics of the period. Let's take a journey back in time to a world where the battlefield was dominated by swords, bows, and arrows. This was a time when the strength of an army was measured by the might of its soldiers and the sharpness of their blades. But all of this was about to change with the introduction of a simple yet revolutionary substance: gunpowder. Gunpowder, also known as black powder, was first developed in China during the 9th century. This mixture of sulfur, charcoal, and potassium nitrate would forever change the face of warfare. Initially used for medicinal and mystical purposes, it didn't take long for its explosive properties to be harnessed for military use. The first significant application of gunpowder in warfare was in the form of fire arrows. These were essentially arrows with a tube of gunpowder attached, which would ignite and cause damage upon impact. But the true game-changer was yet to come: the development of cannons. Cannons, first seen in the 13th century, were crude devices by today's standards. However, they had a profound impact on warfare. These early gunpowder-fueled weapons could hurl projectiles over great distances, smashing through the previously impregnable walls of castles and fortresses. This marked the beginning of a new era in siege warfare. Following the cannon came the development of handheld firearms, notably the musket. Muskets, although inaccurate and slow to reload, gave soldiers the ability to kill from a distance, a capability previously reserved for archers. This development led to a shift in battlefield tactics, with a new emphasis on ranged combat. The introduction of gunpowder weapons forced armies to rethink their strategies and tactics. Traditional formations and tactics became obsolete, replaced by new methods of warfare designed to counter the destructive power of gunpowder. The battlefield was no longer a place for knights in shining armor, but for soldiers armed with guns. In conclusion, the introduction and development of gunpowder, cannons, and muskets revolutionized warfare. They changed the way battles were fought and won, marking the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. The impact of these changes is still felt today, as we continue to see the evolution of warfare in the modern world. Let's dive deeper into the impact of industrialization on warfare. Industrialization, a period marked by the development of industries in a country or region on a wide scale, had a profound effect on warfare. It was during this time that we saw the birth of machine guns, tanks, and aircraft, which forever changed the face of battle. Machine guns, for instance, were a product of the Industrial Revolution. These rapid-fire weapons could mow down rows of soldiers in mere seconds, a stark contrast to the single-shot rifles that were common before. This led to a shift in warfare strategies, with trenches and fortified positions becoming a necessity on the battlefield. Tanks. Another innovation of industrialization brought a new dimension to warfare. These armored vehicles capable of traversing difficult terrains provided a significant advantage in battle. They could break through enemy lines, causing chaos and disrupting their formations. The introduction of tanks in World War I marked a turning point in the war, leading to the end of trench warfare. Aircraft, too, were a game-changer. They provided a bird's-eye view of the battlefield, something that was previously unimaginable. This allowed for better reconnaissance and more effective coordination of ground troops. Moreover, aircraft could also be used to drop bombs on enemy positions, causing significant damage. Now, let's talk about the strategies used in World War I and World War II. In World War I, the use of trenches, machine guns, and tanks led to a stalemate, with neither side able to gain a significant advantage. However, it was also during this war that we saw the first use of aircraft in combat. In World War II, the strategies evolved further. Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, was a tactic used by the Germans, which involved fast, concentrated attacks intended to quickly overwhelm the enemy. This was made possible by the advancements in tank and aircraft technology. In conclusion, industrialization had a profound impact on warfare, leading to the development of new weapons and strategies. The effects of these changes are still felt today, as modern warfare continues to evolve. Discuss the use of nuclear weapons, precision-guided munitions, and cyber warfare. These are not just tools of destruction, but also instruments of power and influence in the geopolitical landscape. Let's start with nuclear weapons. Since the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War I, nuclear weapons have become a symbol of ultimate power. Countries with nuclear capabilities are often seen as global powers, and this has led to an arms race among nations. However, the use of nuclear weapons comes with devastating consequences, not just in terms of immediate destruction, but also long-term environmental and health impact. Moving on to precision-guided munitions, these have revolutionized warfare. Gone are the days of carpet bombing, where the aim was to cause as much destruction as possible. Today, precision-guided munitions allow for targeted strikes, minimizing collateral damage. This has changed the face of warfare, making it more about strategy and less about brute force. Lastly, let's talk about cyber warfare. In the digital age, conflicts are not just fought on the battlefield, but also in the virtual world. Cyber warfare involves the use of technology to attack a nation's critical infrastructure, such as power grids, communication networks, and financial systems. This form of warfare can cripple a nation without a single bullet being fired. The strategies used in modern conflicts have evolved with the advent of technology. Warfare is no longer just about physical strength, but also about technological prowess. The impact of technology on warfare is profound, and it continues to shape the way conflicts are fought. Let's take a moment to summarize the evolution of warfare. It all began with primitive warfare, where conflicts were resolved through hand-to-hand combat using rudimentary weapons like stones and spears. As societies evolved, so did their methods of warfare. The invention of the bow and arrow, for instance, revolutionized warfare by allowing combatants to attack from a distance. The Middle Ages brought about the era of siege warfare, where castles and fortified cities became central to military strategy. The invention of gunpowder and the development of firearms in the late Middle Ages marked another significant shift in warfare. The 20th century, however, saw the most dramatic changes in warfare. World War I introduced trench warfare and the use of chemical weapons. World War I saw the advent of strategic bombing and nuclear warfare. The Cold War era was marked by proxy wars and the threat of mutually assured destruction through nuclear weapons. In the digital age, we're seeing the rise of cyber warfare, where states and non-state actors use information technology to attack nations, causing significant damage without physical violence. Looking ahead, the future of warfare is likely to be dominated by technology. We're already seeing the development of autonomous weapon systems and the increasing role of artificial intelligence in warfare. There's also the potential for space warfare as nations seek to secure their interests beyond Earth. However, with these advancements come serious ethical and legal questions. As we move forward, it's crucial that we